Hi everyone, today's lesson we are going to focus on grammar part which is comparative and superlative adjectives. Hammaga salom. Bugungi darsimizda biz comparative va superlative sifat darajalarini o'rganamiz. Let's start. Our grammar topic for today's lesson is comparative and superlative adjectives. And again, one of the most interesting topics. What is comparative? What is superlative adjective? We have similar topic in Uzbek and in Russian and in every single language. So if we start with comparative adjectives, we use these adjectives to compare two objects or to differentiate two objects and tell which one is better, longer, worse, or cleaner, or whatever. Comparative adjective. Nima degani? Comparative adjective. Birinchi biz siz bilan compare so'zini tushunishimiz kerak. Compare degani bu ikkita narsani taqqoslamoq. Masalan, bu televizor mening uyimdagi televizordan kattaroq. This TV is bigger than TV in my home. Or today the weather is hotter than it was yesterday. So, ikkita narsani taqqoslaganimizda biz har doim comparative adjectivelarni ishlatamiz. For example, I studied worse when I was at school than I study now. Men maktab paytimda hozirgidan yomonroq o'qirdim. So, how we make comparative adjectives? So, we only use comparative with adjectives and adverbs. About adverbs we will talk later, but when it comes to adjectives, we just use er. So, one syllable. Syllable means bo'g'in. If you were at school, your teacher told you, for example, the word beautiful. How many syllables it has? Beautiful. It has 3 syllables. Or let's say happy. How many syllables does this word have? Happy. 1. Or strong. Strong. Again, 1 syllable. So if we have 1 syllable, we use er. For example, high. Higher. A mountain Everest is higher than mountain Himalayas mountains. Or my brother is taller than me. Also, what you should remember is that if adjective ends with consonant, vowel, if you remember, we have already talked about it. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Undosh, only undosh. And the last consonant doubles. Oxirgi undosh ikkita harf bilan yoziladi. Masalan, big. So we have got, if you look, B, this is consonant, I, vowel, G, consonant. So the last consonant, what will happen with it? It will double. So oxirgi undoshimiz ikkita harf bilan yoziladi. Big, bigger. Or hot, hotter. Next, when it comes to spelling, so'zni yozilishi very important, because if you write incorrectly the word, it means the word is incorrect and then you will lose points. So if adjective ends with Y and before Y is consonant, then Y changes to I plus ER. Agar bizning so'zimiz Y harfi bilan tugasa, masalan happy va Y harfidan oldin bizda undosh harfi bo'lsa, shunda bizning Y harfimiz I ga o'zgaradi va ER qo'shimchasini qo'shamiz. Masalan, easy, you see, as this is consonant, that's why we change Y to I plus ER. Easy, easier. Happy, happier. Windy, windier. What else? Dusty, dustier. Heavy, heavier. And so on. Please make 3 sentences with comparative adjectives. In my sentence, for example, Lily is noisier than her brother. Or let's say, New York is busier than Tashkent, because they say that New York City never sleeps and people always work there. Can you tell your own sentences, please? Very good. So we talk with you about 1 syllable. But what if we have 2 or 3 or 4 or more syllables? Then, in this case, we will use more plus adjective, not er. We cannot use more adjective plus er. It's going to be a huge mistake. So you just say more plus adjective. For example, dangerous. Dangerous. We have got 3 syllables. That's why we will say more dangerous. More expensive, because we have more than 3 syllables. Agarda bizda ikkitadan ko'proq bo'g'in bo'lsa, biz more plus sifatini ishlatamiz. Nimani bilib ketishingiz kerak? Biz hech qachon er ham, more'ni ham bitta gapda ishlata olmaymiz. Biz masalan more interesting'er, or more dangerouser, or more stronger, or more friendlier, or more bigger. Bunaqa so'zlarni biz ishlata olmaymiz. Bu juda ham katta xato bo'ladi. Faqat siz yoki more plus sifatni ishlatasiz, yoki shunchaki er qo'shimchasini ishlatasiz. Birgalikda ishlatish mumkin emas. Iltimos, hozir siz more plus adjective bilan 3 ta gap tuzing. Masalan, her sister was more disappointed with her results than her brother because she prepared for her exam for a long time. Or let's say, I felt myself today more miserable than yesterday because the weather was very bad. Disappointed degani xafa, miserable ham juda ham xafani bildiradi. Endi agarda biz ancha kattaroq, ancha kattaroq yoki ancha kichikroq yoki ancha qimmatroq demoqchi bo'lsak, mana shu ancha so'z ingliz tilida much yoki far bilan ishlatsak bo'ladi. Masalan, iPhone is much better than Samsung. iPhone Samsungdan ko'ra juda ham yaxshiroq. Mana shu juda yoki ancha yaxshiroq bizda much plus adjective plus er or much plus more plus adjective. Ikkalasi bilan ham ishlatsak bo'ladi. Bitta bo'g'in bilan ham, ikkita bo'g'in, uchta bo'g'in bilan ham ishlatsak bo'ladi. Or for example, we can say iPhone is far better than Samsung. Or my home is much bigger than her home. New York City is much busier than Tashkent. And so on. So please make 3 sentences with much, 3 sentences with far. Very good. Next, if we talk about superlative adjectives. So what are superlative adjectives? Super, already from the name you can get that this is the best or the most something. So nomidan bilib ketsangiz bo'ladi. Eng ma'nosini bildiradi. Eng katta, eng kichik, eng qiziqarli, eng qimmat, eng arzon, and so on. Xuddi shunday bizda bu ham ikkita bo'g'inga bo'linadi. Agar bitta bo'g'in bizda bo'lsa, biz adjective plus est ni qo'shamiz. Va bitta narsani unutmaslingiz kerak. Superlative adjective bilan har doim the artiklini ishlatishimiz shart. Comparative bilan ishlatmaymiz, faqat superlative bilan. For example, the biggest, the smallest, the hottest, the happiest, the easiest, the strongest, the kindest, and so on. If we have 2 plus syllables, we use the most. The most plus adjective. The most difficult, the most interesting, the most dangerous, and others. Clear? Black and white? So now let's make 3 sentences with the plus adjective plus est and 3 sentences with the most plus adjective. For example, yesterday was the most unforgettable day in my life. We went to the magic city and fished there and I saw the most beautiful fish in the aquarium. But it also was the most expensive day in my life because we bought the biggest toy for my brother and the most expensive day, amazing dress for my sister. I spent the biggest amount of money yesterday. But also it was the happiest day at the same time. Please make your own story or your own 6 different sentences. Very good. Perfect. So now let's move on. And now I would like to talk about exceptions, or in Uzbek it will be istisno. As I told you before, in every single rule in English we have its own exception, its own but. English is perfect language, but in everything we have its own but. Har bitta qoidada o'zining lekini bor. Xuddi shunday comparative and superlative adjective'da ham o'zining istisnolari bor. Bu 6 ta so'z va ular bilan biz er qo'shimchasini yoki more qo'shimchasini ishlata olmaymiz. Masalan, good, we cannot say gooder, alright, or we cannot say more good. It's going to be a huge mistake and it's funny. So we say good, better, the best. Bad also, we cannot say better or the more bad. Alright, we say bad, worse, the worse. Far, further you can say, or you can say farther, like father but with R. Further or farther, and the furthest or the farthest. My friend Lily lives further than me. That's why it takes more time for her to reach our school. The watch that I bought yesterday is worse than the watch my father bought. And this is the best book that I would recommend you. Next, little. Little, it means can. We use only with uncountable nouns. For example, I have little money, or I have little time. And comparative of it will be less. Little, less, the least. And the last one is much, many, more, and the most. These all 6 exceptions. Please learn them by heart. Endi biz siz bilan birgalikda alohida komparativga va superlativga bag'ishlangan mashqlarni bajaramiz. Alright, so in this exercise what we have to do here, we have got, as you can see, 10 sentences, and some of them are correct, some of them are wrong. So what we have to do, we have to find incorrect sentences and correct them. So, ko'rib turganingizdek, bizda bu yerda 10 ta gapimiz bor va shu 10 ta gapdan biz bir xillari noto'g'ri, bir xillari to'g'ri, noto'g'ri gaplarni biz to'g'rilashimiz kerak. So, the first sentence is a book is longer a magazine. If you translated kitob, jurnal uzunroq. Is it correct? Does it make sense? Qanaqadir ma'no bildiradimi? Yo'q. Chunki biz bu yerda nimani qo'shishimiz kerak? Biz bu yerda then qo'shimchasini qo'shishimiz kerak. Shunda bizda kitob jurnaldan ko'ra uzunroq bo'ladi. So, then qo'shimchasi dan ko'rini bildiradi. A book is longer than a magazine. Second sentence, American football is dangerouser than baseball. Dangerouser. Do we ever speak like this? Of course, no. We don't say dangerouser. We say American football is more dangerous than baseball. Other sentences, sentence numbers, starting from sentence number 3 till sentence number 10, please do them by yourself and then we will check them together. So let's check the sentences. So sentence number 3, the restaurant is more better than the one we ate at yesterday. More better, can we say? No, we say just better. Sentence number 4, Ashley is prettier than Sandy. Finally, one correct sentence. Sentence number 5, Craig is more friendly than Paul. Yes, you can say more friendly or you also can say friendlier. Both of them are correct. Sentence number 6, I am popular than her. What is I am popular? I am more popular than her should be. Sentence number 7, listening to English is harder than reading English. Again, this is correct sentence. The coach is more comfortable than the chair. Coach has 2 meanings. One meaning is the trainer that we have learned, the person who trains sports. And the second meaning is a very comfortable sofa. And it also has third meaning, this is minibus. And sentence number 9, an elephant is bigger of a mouse. Of course, it's not correct sentence. We should say an elephant is bigger than a mouse. And the last sentence, sentence number 10. We have here again a mistake. We never say more bad. We should say worse or better. Can we say better? Come on, no. We should say worse. The new movie is worse than original movie. So that's it for comparative adjective. Now let's move to the superlative adjectives. So when it comes to superlative adjectives exercise, it's more interesting than comparative adjectives. Why? Because here you have got 9 questions and you should answer them using superlative or if you want comparative adjectives. For example, what beautiful place to visit in your country? Sizni mamlakatingizda tashrif qilish mumkin bo'lgan joy nima? In English it will be, what is the most beautiful place to visit in your country? So, your answer, you can say Registan, which is located in Samarkand, is the most beautiful place to visit in my country. Lots of tourists from different countries come to see this masterpiece. Or you can say your answer as well. Second, who is the most kind? Can we say the most kind? No. So, who is the kindest person you know? My grandmother is the kindest person I know. My grandmother is the kindest person that I know. She always supports me whenever I need her help. Please, after I answer the question, pause the video for some seconds and answer the question by yourself. Sentence number 3. What is the best movie you've ever seen? The best movie that I have seen is Seven Wonders. This is the movie about sacrificing your life for the benefit of people. Sentence number 4. What is the happiest day in your life? The happiest day in my life is the day when my little brother was born. I was feeling over the moon that day. Sentence number 5. What is the craziest thing that you have ever done? The craziest thing that I have done in my life is entering the building which was still being constructed, and then the builders started shouting at me and my friends. So these are just imaginary sentences. Not all of them are correct, but the most important thing is that I am speaking. So bu javoblar rost bo'lishi shart emas. Eng muhimi siz gapirishingiz kerak. Next. What is the most expensive thing you have ever bought? The most expensive thing that I have ever bought is the phone. I have recently bought iPhone 13 and it cost me an arm and leg. So it cost me an arm and leg. It means juda ham qimmat edi. Sentence number 7. What is the best restaurant in your city? I believe the best restaurant in my city is Bazri Baba, because every single person visits this place and shares this place in his or her Instagram story. Sentence number 8. What is the most exciting place you have ever been? The most exciting place that I have ever been, this is the Disneyland, which is in Turkey. I felt so delighted there, and there were so many attractions. Sentence number 9. Who is the most interesting person you have ever met? The most interesting person that I have ever met is the director of my university. Whenever I talk with him, he always shares so many interesting things with me, useful advice, and I'm always eager to talk with him. So these are all my answers. Please answer to these 9 questions as well using superlative, or if you want, comparative adjectives. Bugungi darsda biz comparative va superlative adjectivelarni yodladik. Umid qilamanki, hamma narsa sizga tushunarli. Ko'rishguncha, xayr, u ishingizni qilishni unutmang.